rain, but why don't you come with us?
Phillip Island is about a 2-hour drive from Melbourne CBD. I hadn't been back since I was a kid, so it was nice to revisit those old family vacations. Our holiday accommodation check-in was at 2 p.m, so we went straight to Churchill Island, which is connected to Phillip Island by a bridge. It's probably the most well known for its historical farm grounds, which houses the first European garden in Australia. First up on the island, we saw some Highland cows, which were adorable. There was a calf just sleeping, and we were really lucky that the rain somehow cleared past to enjoy the rest of the day. We even were able to see a rainbow, which was really sweet. The visitor centre shared the story of the history of the grounds and contained a souvenir shop, and then we went for a wander at the grounds. It was the last week of school holidays, so there were a lot of children and families there. I imagine it would be more in the summertime because winter is usually off-peak for Phillip Island. There were a lot of farm animals and they were chilling and grazing. I love animals, but I also love seeing architecture and buildings, especially when it's been preserved inside. There were quite a few homestead buildings that you could explore, and everything was set up as if it was still the 1800s. You can almost imagine the people that used to live there and how they went about their daily lives. I love the old fittings and the piano. Now you can't actually walk inside the room, there's rope preventing you from touching anything, which helps preserve it, and I think that's important. My partner and I both agreed we're so spoiled now with washing machines and TVs, and still we think laundry is an effort. Everything was also a lot smaller, which to be honest is more of my size. We missed the blacksmith workshop because that was so much early in the morning. We went for a bite at the cafe and the food was delicious. You can watch a very good shearer shoot a sheep. If you don't know, sheep do actually need to be sheared. If they don't, their coats just keep growing. They get heavier, which prevents movement, they overheat, and all sorts of stuff gets in their coat. The sheep hadn't been sheared in a while, so it was really fluffy. I also tried milking a cow. My dad actually used to work on a dairy farm for a bit, and I remember he used to bring home fresh milk. There's a really adorable working dog, Billy, who I pet for a good 10 minutes later on. Here they are, rounding up all the sheep. Then we learned how to crack a whip, and this is actually so much harder than it looks, but pretty fun. The only reason Ben and I were able to get an audible crack was because we watched everyone try and saw what to do. It started pouring straight after my turn. The farm was also closing, so we were one of the last people there.
So we just finished at the Churchill Island, and Ben got me this cute little, what do they call it again, the cows?
Highland cows?
Highland cows, I think. And it's actually an environmentally friendly plush. It contains film from 100% recycled bottles, so it's so cute. And now it's currently raining, so I'm going to show you outside.
We went to check into our accommodation, which was a holiday park right on the beachfront, and then maybe settled for like 15 minutes before we had to dash off to the Penguin Parade. The Penguin Parade is undeniably Phillip Island's most famous feature, and that's because it's actually home to Australia's largest colony. Each night these fairy penguins make their way home, and we had the privilege of getting to see them make their way up the beach. The penguins arrive at night, so here we are just watching the sunset, which was beautiful in itself. If you ever decide to come here in the winter like we did, I'd recommend bringing a mat blanket to sit on because the seats will be wet from the rain and you probably don't want a wet bum. You're not actually allowed to take pictures after dark because the flash scares them, so I'll just insert footage here from the Nature Park's website. They're probably better than anything I could have filmed on my iPhone anyway. It was mating season, so the penguins are making their way home to a mate. These little penguins are so cute and tiny. For comparison, Ben was carrying one of those fold-up umbrellas that can fit in a bag, and they weren't that much taller. After that, we got into town at Cows and had some Italian food. For dinner, I do love a good vanilla panna cotta.
Hi, it is now around 9:30 and we just got back. And I'm like being really quiet because it's really quiet at this holiday park, but we just got back to our holiday park. Ben just went out to get me a comb because he's the sweetest. I forgot mine, and I have quite wavy hair and I never comb it dry, but I have to comb it wet to get out all the tangles, otherwise I wake up with like a huge knot in my hair. So I was just gonna like use my fingers to comb it out, but he's so sweet and he's gonna go down to Coles and get me a brush. Thank you. I think I'm gonna make myself a hot chocolate actually before I go to bed, Because it's just like nice and cozy.
Alright, day 2 recap. We dragged ourselves out of bed and we went for a morning walk around 8 am. The beach was a few steps from our front door, which was nice. We ran into a few people walking their dogs, and what a peaceful setting. As a child, my parents always took my sister and I to places like this, so I have a real appreciation for the Australian landscape. We also stopped for some brekkie at a local cafe, and I had eggs Atlantic, which was great. Then Ben took me to Amaze and things. This was something very nostalgic for him. I don't recall ever going, so it felt so new to me. It was this huge place with a whole bunch of interactive optical illusions. They had an Ames room and I got to be tall for once. It's very much a good family-friendly thing to do, but also fun for adults, because why wouldn't it be? Also, I didn't get footage for this, but there's a slide and it has a large vertical drop at the start, but somehow gravity is a thing and you kind of just don't fall. I think you should just try it, it's a bit hard to explain. Somewhere along the way, I came back from the bathroom and found Ben in costume. It was really fun to walk through all the different sections and rooms because they're all linked to each other. It was also cool to try and figure out how all the illusions worked. Every inch was just so theatrical and detailed. I loved it. Then we kind of got stuck in the maze because it was actually really hard. We encountered a few parents who looked like they'd been walking for days, but also probably couldn't find the exit. We quickly made it across the road to the Koala Conservation Park. They had around 16 koalas at the park and 2 joeys. Koalas are marsupials, so they have pouches. It's also best not to be super loud and get too close. Let's not be one of those people. When they sleep, they curl up into this little ball, which is so cute. I will now leave you with a montage of some cute koalas.
My oh my, we both look so fly, like sweet apple pie. Yeah, they want a piece of us. My oh my, when we drive on by, they just can't deny. Yeah, they wanna be like us. Na 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 na. We are goofy.
At the end, I took a peep pot and seed for the grass trigger plant, which is a pretty native plant with these pink little flowers. As I say this, I remember that I haven't watered this in a week. Oops. Luckily, it's an easy to grow plant that doesn't like too much moisture.
Of us. My oh my, when we drive on by, they just can't deny. Yeah, they wanna be like us. Na 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 na.
Hi, so we finished the Koala Conservation Centre. It's really nice because you just walk around and the koalas are all up in the trees. And they had a few joeys that we could also see, so that was quite nice and very peaceful walk. And now we're gonna grab a really late lunch. It's a bit of an awkward time, so I'm hoping that this place that we've chosen is actually open. And yeah. Last stop, and I've actually been here before, the Phillip Island Chocolate Factory, also known as Penny's World of Chocolate. I also want to acknowledge Penny's story, which was nice to read about in the book that they give you at the start. This is a super cool walk-through experience where you get to learn about how chocolate is made from harvesting to the finished block. There's amazing chocolate installations and interactive activities. There was even a huge lifelike and family-friendly chocolate statue of David by Michelangelo. The chocolate village was definitely a highlight where almost everything is edible. Honestly, I think they look so good that if they weren't behind glass, some child would probably take a bite out of something. There's a chocolate zoetrope, which I obviously can't film in action. There's cute little models on how chocolate is made. The aroma center where you can sniff out some ingredients. Huge installations and samples you can eat. I got the dark chocolate. Milk chocolate in general is actually my least favourite out of the 3. Patty's chocolate is covered in chocolate, so the sample was so smooth and delicious. You can also make your own chocolate through this machine with a gold coin. There's a lot to see and do that I didn't even cover here. I don't remember this part when I was little. This is definitely something my dad would have loved though. You get 10 goes at these carnival games where you can exchange wooden balls for real chocolate balls. You also got a chocolate ticket with your entry, and I got a pistachio chocolate box to bring home for my sister. Then we were off to drive back home. As you can see, it's already getting dark. So I am now home, and as I'm editing this, I actually realized I never ended up finishing it, and that's because I fell asleep on the way home in the car. So thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and Phillip Island is somewhere that you'd consider going for maybe a weekend, or even a week would be better, because then you get some time to relax a little bit. It's a good place to kind of be in nature, and they're really big on conservation, so that's also nice to kind of immerse yourself in. But yeah, if you want to see more of this, stay tuned, and I'll see you next time. Bye.